Welcome back to our Introduction to American History Anchor Fact series of printables and mini lessons. We now return to the history of technology. So far we saw in mini lesson 6, when America was born in 1776, it was a pre-industrial society. The age of steam stretched from 1769 until 1869, when the Transcontinental Railroad was completed. But then airplanes and automobiles were invented, and then rockets. And then in 1969, 100 years after the Transcontinental Railroad was completed, American astronauts walked on the moon. The same kind of amazing progression is shown in the history of communication, giving rise to the modern marvel that is the Internet, which began to truly take shape in 1994. The Internet is a communication network that connects almost everybody in the world. How did we arrive at this point? Well, if you can imagine, people used to have to deliver messages by hand. For instance, there was the famous Pony Express that delivered mail to the west coast of the United States at the speed of horse. In other words, about 8 miles an hour. But in 1837, a man named Samuel Morse invented the telegraph. The telegraph used a battery and keypad system to transmit clicks and taps down an electrical wire at nearly the speed of light. So you could basically receive a message from the other side of America instantaneously. The only tricky part was that it was in Morse code. Using the famous Morse code, a person on one end would press the signal key up and down 3 times quickly to make an S, then pause, and press the signal up and down 3 times, but more slowly, to send an O, and then after another brief pause, 3 times quickly to send another S. That is by far the most important Morse code you can learn. It is still used today everywhere in the world. 3 short clicks, called its, and 3 longer taps, called das, and then again 3 short clicks, for dits. Dit, dit, dit. Da, 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 dit, dit, dit. That's it. That's the internationally recognized SOS, which is a call for help. After the telegraph was invented, the next major invention for communication was the telephone. Notice that both these words, telegraph and telephone, begin with the 4 letters tele. This means distant or far away. The inventor of the telephone, Alexander Graham Bell, made it possible for sounds to be sent using electricity by learning how sounds can be sent down an electrical wire to the other end and played on a speaker. Even more amazing is the fact that a later inventor figured out that you could send a telegraph signal without any wires using radio waves. That idea was first understood by an inventor named Guglielmo Marconi, who sent the first dit-dit-dit signal for an S in Morse code all the way from England to Canada in 1901. Obviously, when we listen to the radio, we don't just listen to dits and dots. We listen to people talking, and we listen to music. So radio waves don't just have to be combined with a telegraph to make a wireless telegraph. They can be combined with a telephone to make a wireless telephone. That's pretty much what our car radio is and what our cell phone is too. Next in line of inventions that led to the Internet is television. We all are completely used to the fact that we can watch videos on some combination of devices such as our TVs, our tablets, and our smartphones. We can even do it in the car or on a plane. You watching video lessons online is another example of how completely normal television has become. In fact, television has been around for so long that the word television has become rather old sounding, like the word telephone. We now talk about streaming our movies because we spend so much time on the Internet. The Internet is possible because of computers, which once were as big as a warehouse and then shrunk and shrunk, all the while becoming more powerful until they could fit in our hands. In 1994, a huge network of computers began to talk to each other, allowing scientists and engineers to work together at a great distance and communicate important things. Since then, it has grown into a social media blob where people share pictures of food, kitty cats, and memes that make fun of things. It's all gotten awfully silly in many ways, but it's still amazing. And it's definitely a defining feature of the world we live in. Well, team, our mini lesson and printable series concludes next time. It's a strange one, as you'll see. It has to do with the big argument that has America in its grip over who should be president. See you soon.